183.
Damian Washington. Share, subscribe, and share again. Please and thank you. Thank you.
Christina Applegate told the New York Times finishing her Netflix series Dead to Me after her multiple sclerosis diagnosis was the hardest thing she's ever done. The writers wrote her diagnosis into the script, and in a twist of Hollywood fate, I'm the guy running her MRI in a scene. I'm on set, inches away from an actress I've long admired, in a scene about one of the rough parts of MS. And I can't say, yo, rough days, fam. I get it, because I have MS too. And I hope thousands of people on the internet with MS feel seen, heard, and understood. Nah, it ain't that type of party, son. Say your line so Veronica Cornerstone can go home. She's clearly in a lot of pain, fam. So I said my lines and did my thing, and hopefully I'll make the final cut. We'll see when the final season premieres on November 17th. But how crazy is that? Let me know in the comments. Like and follow for more of these type of insights. And it ain't advice, just a slice of these MS bits and bites.
Just to get this off my mind, so in my personal opinion, I think he's kind of cute. But like after he said he was diagnosed with MS, me personally, it was no biggie as someone who also has MS. I know that it affects everyone differently. But it was really no biggie to me personally. And that's what I have.
My initial reaction is I appreciate being more out now about the whole MS diagnosis. And I love Christina Applegate. I've been a fan of hers with Married with Children, for crying out loud. Absolutely. And my connection, when I was diagnosed, I didn't know very many other people with the diagnosis. I knew of Tamia. I knew of
What's that?
I knew very few people, suffice it to say. And then I met Basic Complexity, and we became friends. And I remember years ago. Oh, right. Well, I told, not years ago, but I remember I told this guy that I date or whatever, that I realized that I'm kind of scrappy, when it comes to the whole MS thing. Like, not scrappy in terms of like fighting with people or scrapping with people, but scrappy in terms of I fight MS. I've had some falls, but we fall down, but we get up, and stuff like that. And it's not easy. It's not. Damian Washington speaks to that as well. And I remember years ago when I was initially diagnosed, my coworker asked me, and this was when I was first diagnosed, had no real visible issues, all of that. And she was like, "Oh, you were diagnosed with MS? Well, isn't MS like some Black people diagnosis? Isn't that some Black people problem?" And I just didn't know what to say to that. And I remember my diagnosing neurologist who told me, and she straight up told me this when she diagnosed me. And I'm not upset. But she straight up told me, she's like, they will find a cure for AIDS before they find a cure for multiple sclerosis. And that, people with the MS diagnosis out there, don't let people get you down. Don't buy into that. People will tell you the most negative stuff, tell you to give up on yourself, try to make you give up. but we got to be scrappy. We gonna fight this thing. Okay, and I'm sorry, I get a little emotional about it, but fortunately, yes, even in the medical world, we are making advancements. We are making progress in terms of multiple sclerosis diagnosis. Uh, I'm going over. Okay, yes, we can.